Hello, everyone. I know it's been a long while since y'all seen me. I can't see you all, so since you all see me, but I just wanted to come on real quick to tell you all about the time I was carjacked at gunpoint in broad daylight in a McDonald's parking lot. So, my husband and I went to McDonald's. It was a hot day, so I didn't want anything to eat. He was just going to run in there real quick and get a bite to eat to go. And so it was a busy day. The drive-through was busy, the parking lot was full. This was around lunchtime at McDonald's. So it was a hot day. I stayed in a passenger seat as he went in there and got his food and left the car running with the air conditioner on. And so I'm focused on these young guys that's standing in a group behind a gas station that's right next to this McDonald's. So I'm like, why are they just there, just standing around, not doing anything, just hanging out at a gas station? So I was focused on that. And um, I was also focused on the guys had their pants down, showing their underwear, the pants on the ground, and not to stereotype anyone at all, not to stereotype anyone about the pants on the ground. But nonetheless, I was focused on that. Why do they do that? Why do they have their pants hanging down like that, showing their underwear? So I hear this little tap on the window, and this young guy is there, and he points to his wrist like, "What? Do you have the time?" And so I reach over and crack the window about that much, the driver's side window, and tell him the time. And then I reached to roll it back up. And he said, ask me a question that was like, okay, I don't know, I'm not sure. But I said, if you go on McDonald's, I'm sure they can, and ask the employees, they can answer that question for you. So by this time, I reach back over to roll up the window and he pulls out a gun. And he was like, get out of the car, get out of the car. And I was thinking, I'm going to lock this door. I'm in the passenger seat. He's over on the driver's side window telling me to get out of the car. So I reach over, and by this time, he grabs the door. And so now he's in the car with me. I'm in the passenger seat. He's over in the driver's seat in the car, like he paid the payments. It's his car. But nonetheless, he has this gun on me. Get out of the car! Get out of the car! It was a young black guy. I'm old enough to be your mother, and you're telling me to get out of my car? Seriously? I'm a little. Oh, y'all, I'm telling y'all the truth. I wanted to spank him and wonder why his mom didn't spank him. And does his mom know he's out here carjacking someone with a gun? A gun, a real gun. So he's in the passenger seat, and y'all, it seemed like it took forever. He has a gun on me, telling me to get out of the car. I'm sitting there. I cross my arms, I cross my legs. I said, I am not getting out this car. It seemed like it went forever. And we both sitting there. And he was probably thinking, I'm not a mind reader, but he was probably thinking, okay, they didn't tell me this in a game initiation. They told me that if I point a gun in somebody's face and tell them to get out the car, they're going to get out the car. He didn't know he ran into me, a lady like me. That I was like, and let me stop right here and let you all know it was not about the car. It was not about the material thing that we had insurance on. It was my husband's car. You know, he has insurance on. We can get another car. We had three other cars. No, we had two other cars at home in our garage. So it wasn't about the car. It was about the principle of you. Here it is. We're at McDonald's. getting lunch in my car, my husband's car, our car, minding my business with my air conditioner on, keeping cool, and you're gonna tell us to get out, to me to get out the car. Okay. So it was about that. It was the principle of I'm old enough to be your mother, and you telling me with a gun in my face, telling me to get out the car. It was about that. It was about I can't believe this is so disrespectful. But nonetheless, we're sitting there. And so my focus has shifted to him. Okay, what do I do now? Opposed to the young guys that's standing up under this tree behind this gas station. So I'm sitting there. And then I guess he just like, get out the car. Bam. And he put a round in the windshield. Y'all saw the picture that was posted. He put a round in the windshield. And y'all, I'm telling you, I wasn't afraid, but I grabbed my purse that was on the seat and I got out the car. And I told the ladies that was going into McDonald's, the workers, I said, call 911. They're taking my car. They're carjacking me. And so they run into McDonald's. And y'all, I'm still like, okay, it's people in the drive-thru. It's full. The parking lot is full. No one saw him with his gun on me. No one saw this. So I'm out the car by this time, and y'all, my husband's still in McDonald's. I'm like, okay, is he like supersizing it? Is he like, okay, they have this dollar tea. Let me see. Do I want this, pay this extra dollar for some sweet tea? I don't know. What was taking him so long? But like I say, it was a busy day, so it was probably crowded. So, okay, here comes all his friends, the pants on the ground. Here they running with their pants, holding their pants up. I'm watching this. I'm out the car now with my purse. They're running. Okay, all of them. Where they run? Okay, now all of them's in the car. All of them's in the car. They got in the back seat. It was probably, I don't know, probably 5 of them, 5 or 6, probably 5. They got in the back seat. One was in the front seat, and still the one that had the gun on me, he was in the front seat. And I'm watching. Y'all, my husband's still in McDonald's. I kid y'all not. I'm like, okay, McDonald's is slow. I know McDonald's is slow. He probably checking his food. I don't know. But, okay. So, I'm looking at the car. And they all just in the car. The car is not moving. They're all just piled in the car. You know, so I'm like, okay, the car is not moving. The car was already running. The car is on. Air conditioning on. They all sitting in there all cool. I'm out in the heat. So all of a sudden, they all jump out the car. All of them jump out the car, y'all. All of them. Tell you not. All of them jumped out of the car and they just took off running. Took off running. And I'm like, okay. And by this time, y'all, here come my husband sipping on his sweet tea. Coming out of McDonald's, sipping on his sweet. And I'm like, Eric, I just got carjacked. And he was like, what? By this time, when Eric was coming out of McDonald's, here come the police, just swarms of police. All the police are there now. And Lord, so I tell him my story. I tell him what happened. Even McDonald's looked at the video and they said the guy had bent down to like play like he was tying his shoe, but he was probably listening to see if the car was running. So that's how he knew the car was running. So, but I'm like, okay, nobody's manning McDonald's video. Y'all just sitting there, just cooling, chilling. Nobody see this guy with a gun on me saying, wait a minute, is that a gun that I see on this lady sitting in the car? But nonetheless, so what happened was, why they didn't take the car is my husband. Let me tell y'all about my husband. He can park on land as flat as Oklahoma, and he's going to put the emergency brake on. He just does that. I don't know why. He don't have to be up on a hill, flat as Oklahoma. Boom, emergency brake. So this young guy who's old enough to be my child didn't know how to release the emergency brake. So the car is not going anywhere because the emergency brake's on. I'm sure they sitting in there and the people, his friends, his whatever they were to him. I'm sure it was probably a gang initiation that, okay, steal a car, you can be in our gang. But he didn't know how to release the emergency brake. So the car wasn't going anywhere. And so they all jumped out and ran. I thought that was so funny. I mean, y'all probably laugh also, especially when I grabbed my purse and I got out of the car. But I just believe that possibly God let my husband stay in McDonald's that long. Who knows? They probably would have saw a man and probably shot him. I don't know. And then I'm sure God was probably like, God is all knowing. He knows everything. And my angels of protection with me. God was probably like, okay, Michael, the warring angel, get down there and help Phyllis's angels guard her because she is not getting out of that car. And I'm telling y'all, it wasn't about the car. And again, I am not stereotyping young guys that have their pants pulled off of their bottom. Yeah, I still don't know why they do that. I don't know why they choose to do that. But I'm not stereotyping them that says every guy that has their pants pulled off their bottom is going to rob you. I'm not saying that at all. So I'm not trying to judge anyone that has that. Because I've met a young guy that had his pants pulled down. He was very respectful to me. Very respectful, very polite, spoke very well. So, it's not that. And like I said, we have insurance. And the police said the same thing. Ma'am, if somebody has a gun on you and tell you to get out of the car, get out of the car. The car is not worth it. And I told him it wasn't about the car. It was not about the car. We have insurance. It's not about the car. It was about, and I'm old enough to be your mother. And you put a gun on me in broad daylight, telling me to get out of the car because you wanted something you didn't pay for, something you should have even been at work working for. But nonetheless, it didn't run our day. We went home. Like I said, there's two other cars in the garage. We went home and changed out the cars. My husband uh, uh, eventually called a person to come by and replace the windshield. So, it didn't ruin our day. It was just that, I just didn't understand that. But nonetheless, I just want to tell you all to just be around, aware of your surroundings. You know, uh, Still in Atlanta area, is still people getting shot at gas stations, getting carjacked at gas stations. So just be aware of your surroundings. And for those husbands that leave their wife sitting in the passenger seat, or they adult children that may leave their elderly parents in the passenger seat, don't leave the car running. Don't leave the keys in the car. If you can, just go ahead and take them in with you. But don't leave the car running. Um, be aware of your surroundings before you even get out the car. Take a look around. Be aware of your surroundings. And for a time there, we would do that. Or my husband would still like get out and go somewhere, and I would choose to stay in the car. He just would turn off the car, and I would make sure I have the doors locked. But you can't live in fear, and I wasn't fearful. It was just that, like I said, I just can't believe this young black guy putting a gun on me. Get out the car. I said, get out the car. You know, that was, it was just amazing. So I don't know where this happened some years ago. So, you know, hopefully he gave his life to Christ, asked God to forgive him of his sins, and asked Jesus to come into his heart and be his Lord and Savior. That's my prayer for him. If he did not change his life around, he's either dead or in prison. Simple. If he was continue to go down that road and the guys that was with him, they're either dead or in prison. You can't, crime only lasts for a season. Evil only lasts for a season. I know doing good, you may think, wow, the people who's doing wrong seem like they're just lasting forever. Only for a season. So if he did not, like I said, give his life to Christ, said, God, forgive me of my sins, come into my heart, be my Lord and Savior, I believe your son, Jesus Christ, died on the cross for my sins and was raised again. So come into my heart. I pray that he said that. But I just wanted to tell y'all that. And y'all be safe. Be safe. And if you're going to McDonald's, broad daylight, you know McDonald's can be slow. Turn the car off if you choose to leave your wife sitting in the car. Have a good day. Be blessed and be safe.